What's going on, guys? This is Sorta Online. I have not made a deck profile in a very long time, so I decided to make a deck profile for the new Jewel Knights that just came out because I really have fun playing it. I have fun building it. This is my favorite build so far, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And if there's anything that you guys can let me know, if I can prove this deck or the deck is already perfect as it is, uh, please let me know. But let's get into it. So, grade 0, as always, like everybody. On ride, draw, go second, quick shield. That's the base of it. And then I also run 4 of Sisyphus. Grade 3 Searcher, add a grade 3, discard a card from hand if you add a grade 3, and it gets plus 5,000 power if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone. Every deck runs a cards like this now. Okay, and then Jewel Knights, grade 1s. The first Jewel Knight that came out, the Charging Jewel Knights. So this card should be your number 1 ride target as a grade 1, is because it has amazing skills if you ride on top of it. That's the Jewel Knight engine. You basically get skills when basically replacing cards on top of the card that's existed. So first and foremost, Vanguard and Rearguard skill. This is the most important one. Is that like if a card is right on top of her, you draw a card. And her Rearguard skill, which is the axe skill, the first one, which you will most likely never use because in my opinion is pretty bad. So it's kind of blast 1. You put a normal unit with Jewel Knight in its name from your drop into the bottom of your deck, and you soul charge 1 and it gains 5,000 power. Like I said, you will probably never use her first skill. She's only good for the second skill. So that's just my opinion. And then the other grade 1, the new Jewel Knights. This is a pretty good one. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. So basically, at the end of the battle, when she boosted or attack, you can put any unit from the drop, any normal unit, of course, from the drop to the bottom of your deck, and then you soul charge 1, and you may, so this is the important part, you may return her back to your hand. Most likely you will not, because you would want to use her Vanguard and Rearguard skill is when she is right on top of, or when she's called on top of, you can retire a unit in the same column as the unit that you call. And if you retire a unit, that's less pressure on you. If you don't retire a unit, then you draw a card. So either way, it's somewhat of a plus. You either +1 for drawing, or you plussing for not taking that many pressure. So you would only return her if you have a specific grade 3, which we will go on to. But other than that, you will probably never return her to your hand. And then let's move on to the grade 2. Of course, one of the best grade 2 in the game, the Explode Jewel Knight Lily or Lily. So her Rearguard skill first. When she attacks, you get to put up to 2 normal units. Doesn't have to be specifically Jewel Knights. Just 2 normal units to the bottom of your deck, and you soul charge 1 and you gain 5,000 power. So she basically have the same skill as this one, except she is free. You don't counterblast for her. So this is what makes her a better than, this is the skill that you would use more. And then her Vanguard Rearguard skill is when is ride upon or called upon. The unit that is ride or called upon gets 10,000 power. So it's basically a force marker right there. So when you would ride a grade 3, you would most likely give your force to your rare. And because your Vanguard already get the force from her, so she would be your main grade 2 ride if you could. And then the new grade 2 is the new Jewel Knight Sybil. So on her Vanguard Rearguard, when she attacks, you get to put a grade 2 or less not rare, but a grade 2 or less card from your hand into your Vanguard soul, and you draw a card. And her Vanguard rearguard skill again, actually. But this is mostly used on the rearguard. So what you do is when she is bride or called upon, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you call a grade 2 or less Jewel Knight from the 3 cards, and you call it to a rearguard, and then you put the rest in the bottom in any order you want. So basically, her skill is really good because both of her skills is Vanguard, Rearguard. Depends on if you want to ride her or not. But she's mostly there to give you that extra attack if you need it. Of course, you also have to get lucky with the, with the 3 card that you look. So, and then I play 3 Leverots, this card is so famous in Royal Paladins now, it's not even funny. Like, you play this in every Royal Paladin deck. So, basically is when you call them, you counterblast 1, you search your deck for a grade 2, and call it. Or, if you don't have any counterblast, you get to Soul Blast 1, and look for your deck for a grade 2 and call it. So, basically, you get to look for any grade 2 you want, call it. And then, if you're on your grade 3 or whatnot, if you get to, call units over your other ones, then you get to activate the synergy skill, as I like to call it. Basically, synergy skills, right? And then I play 2 of the new card. It's not a Jewel Knight card. It's just another Royal Paladin card. And I feel like this card is really underused. This card, in my opinion, is actually really good. So, first and foremost, when you unplaced, you counterblast 1, you return a non-grade 2 unit from your rear guards to the bottom of your deck, and you draw 2 cards. And not only that, you get to play any card from your hand onto your rear. So what would most likely happen is, let me see. Okay, so you would place a you would place one of your triggers. It could be draw, crit, heal triggers, right? Place call your triggers that you don't want in your hand and you want to put it back to the deck. Call him after that, counterblast 1, return that trigger, draw 2, and call another card on your regards. So it's a way for you to replenish your triggers to the deck, so you get to trigger them more. And for the fact that you could call 1 card, that's awesome. If you could do this during main phase or during the battle phase, I think that would be cool, because that's basically your extra attack. Unfortunately, you can't, which kind of suck. You can only do that, I believe, if you play in Thing Saver. I believe if you play in Thing Saver, because Thing Saver have that 1 card that says if you ride a grade 3 other from hand, you get to put that card into the soul, and you get to draw a card and call a card from hand. So that's when you would be able to call him and go to the whole shebang, which I will get to with the Sing Saver deck if I ever decide to make a deck profile for it. So now move on to the grade 3. This Ashley should definitely be your main grade 3 ride. She is so good in early game. Is incredible. She is incredible early game, because to use her skill, it's very cheap. So her skill is, at the end of the battle, you soul blast 2, and you get to search your deck for up to 2 Jewel Knights, and you get to call them to your rear guards. So, and you could do so much combo with this. This is ridiculous. So, let's say you have not just the grade 2 Jewel Knight. Let's say you have her, right, on the rear guard, and you have her in the Vanguard. So what you do, you swing, right? Swing, and then she is a Vanguard rear guard skill. So what you could do is you could Soul Blast 2, call 1 Jewel Knight. So if she's in Vanguard, you get to call up to 2, but if she's in rear guard, you only get to call up to 1. So basically, you will call her skill upon ride, right? Her skill upon ride, you counterblast 1, she gains a crit. So now this is a crit rear guard. You swing and you get to do it again because it's not a once per turn. And then you call a third one if you want to, or you could call a grade 2. And then the same thing, use your skill. Counterblast 1, critical. The card that's called will get plus crit. So she could do so much in early game, so much pressure. I actually beat my friend who was using Spectral Duke, which I'm not gonna lie, Spectral Duke is getting up there. It's getting to be a very, 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 very top tier deck. I don't know now because fucking Percival got nerfed down to 1, so hopefully it's not that dangerous anymore. But I was playing against his Spectral Duke, and I literally kill him on my first grade 3 ride. That's insane. That's how amazing she is as a first grade 3 ride. Like she does so much work. And then of course your other grade 3 would be the Salome. So I would say she is mostly a finisher card. So I would not ride her unless you know you're gonna win the game. She is mostly again a rear guard grade 3 more than a Vanguard, because her rear guard Vanguard skill is when she's ride upon, right? You counterblast 1, and the unit that ride on top of her get plus 10,000 power and plus 1 drive. So you basically, your rear guard is getting a single drive, which is amazing. So you would basically, place, swing if you have Ashley out. Ashley swings, Ashley skill, counterblast, Soul Blast 2, replace, and you could literally call another one if you wish, or just call another grade 2 if you wish to replace her. Counterblast 1 drive, 10k. So the rear guard literally got another freaking force, which is amazing. So she's mostly is a rear guard grade 3 than a Vanguard grade 3. But she does have a okay skill as a Vanguard. Like I said, her Vanguard skill is only if you know you're gonna win the game. So at the end of the battle, it attacks. You counterblast 1, and then you call any number of Jewel Knights you have in your hand. That is the stupid part. For the fact that you can only call any number of Jewel Knights from your hand is kind of dumb. So, because it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is possible for you to have 4 or 5 Jewel Knights in your hand. But for the time that I play this deck, I mostly only have 1 or 2 at best. 1 or 2 at best Jewel Knights in my hand. Sometime even 3 if I get lucky. So basically I will be, replacing 3 of my rear guards that I already swung with. And her second part of the first ability is use Soul Blast 4. Yeah, and then you get to restand her. That's where the finisher is. So you get to restand her and you get to end the game right there. Because then you have all these to attack, because you'll be replacing them and all that stuff. And then the replacing units gets ability, because that's the Jewel Knight engine. That's how Jewel Knight works. So yeah, whatever Jewel Knights you replace, that's how you manage to end the game. It depends on what you do, really. And so like I said, Salome is just a finisher if you know you're going to win the game. If not, I highly suggest you stick to Ashley. And this deck soul charges so much, so the soul is not even an issue, to be honest with you. So you could literally go to stay with Ashley for I'll say 2, maybe even 3 turns, and then on your first turn, ride Salome, and then you could still have that soul to restand her and kill your opponents. So that it's for the grade 3. Now let's move on to the triggers. So for crits, I play 8 criticals, because it is a Royal Paladin deck. If you play anything less than 8 criticals, and you playing the deck wrong, and you should probably not play Royal Paladin. It doesn't fit your style. So 8 crits, normal. Some people play more than 8, it's up to you. And then I play 4 of the normal heal triggers. The reason why I'm staying with the normal heal triggers instead of heal guardians is because 1, I don't think the deck really needs heal guardians. I feel like it needs more of the normal heal triggers more, because you get that +5 for the instead of 15 it's 20. And I actually confirmed this yesterday when I was playing against my buddy who was using the new Mega Colony. And because of these heal triggers, I actually managed to save my ass. If I was using the heal guardians, I would have died, because the heal guardians doesn't give you that enough power. So in my opinion, it didn't. So I decided to stick with heal triggers instead of the heal guardians. So I would run 2 and 2 if you want. If you run 2 and 2, I think that will be okay. But if you don't want to run 2 and 2, then run 4 of these would be fine, in my opinion. And then of course, 4 PGs, draw triggers, PGs. These are the one that I said that you could people would replace to play the criticals sentinels, because more crits in your deck, the better. Because again, you're playing Royal Paladins. So yeah, you can replace these with the critical critical sentinels if you want. If you don't, then stick with them. Then you'll be good. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. So that's it for the deck. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'll see if I can make some gameplays with this with my buddies over cam, because they don't really live here anymore. They moved away, so the only way I could play with them is through a webcam now, or I go up and visit them, because they live pretty far. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, if you guys have any ways for me to help improve this deck, let me know. Other than that, I guess I'll tell you guys later. Bye bye.